ADA holders, behold another amazing proposer. Good to see everyone again. My name is Jan. I'll be your host for this session. Our lovely me unfortunately cannot be of attendance. I do hope I can fill in for her shoes. We have with us Tiziana from SeedStar, who will share with us their proposal, Tokenizing Income Share Use Cases. Welcome, Tiziana. It's good to have you here again.
Thanks a lot, Jan, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here again.
So, what do you have for us now? What is this proposal submitted in what challenge?
Yeah, so we submitted a proposal in the Dapps Products and Integration Challenge for this Fund9.
So, how'd you came up with this great idea? Was it a long process, or was it a sudden spark of innovation?
Well, it was the very inception as a spark, but then it's actually a long process. I'm not going to lie to you. So essentially, I work for a company called SeedStars, and what we are as a company is that we are a capacity builder for tech entrepreneurs on emerging markets, and we also invest in the companies that those tech entrepreneurs launch on emerging markets. So we're present over 75 countries, and we've been doing that for the past 10 years. So over 10 years, we learned a lot of things through various experimentations. And one of the key learnings is that talent is the key bottleneck for every single company launching out there. What does that mean? It essentially means that to carry a great project, you need great people, and great people are hard to find. So what we are delving into now with SeedStars is that we are launching SeedStars Academies. What are SeedStars Academies? Essentially, they are educational institutions that aim at creating tech and entrepreneurial talents. So essentially, the proposal that we submitted is a proposal that aims at finding and improving the ways not only that we provide education, because that's not what the proposal focuses on, but on the underlying bottleneck, which is that a lot of people do not have access to education, because education, when not in the public system, can be very, very expensive. So what we are focusing on are ways to make education more accessible on emerging markets. How do we do that? Essentially, we do that through income share agreements. Income share agreements is a system through which the talent gets their education for free, which means that somebody is paying upfront for them. And then once they get a decent paying job, they can repay for their education. So essentially, it displaces the financing of the tertiary education, so education post-high school, until the day you actually have a decent paying job. So quite convenient, isn't it? This has been existing on the market for quite a long time, but the reality is that the process is not very well fueled, in the sense that today the transparency and traceability of the process is very tricky at every single stage. At the stage where the talent and the education providers co-sign an agreement about the financing, during the execution of the payment, during the recollection of the payment. Bottom line, it is tricky, but building a solution on-chain can solve all of this. So we are proposing to build a use case for the tokenization of income share agreements, and thus to essentially unlock education financing thanks to the Cardano chain. How do we aim to do that? Essentially, we aim to, first of all, work with people that we think are insanely inspiring and are very proficient at what they do. So here I want to name the people that we are co-proposing with. So Proofspace, an interoperable identity network, Smart Chain, a blockchain solution builder. We're also working jointly with Cardano, a launchpad that raises funds, builds and accelerates startups that work on-chain, and then Transcend International, which is an ISA provider that has more than 25 years of experience in providing income share agreements on emerging markets. And of course, we will also work with our internal teams at SeedStars. So how we will roll out the proposal, essentially, it's quite straightforward. So here, the aim of this proposal is really to build a use case that we can then turn into a proof of concept. So what will the use case research focus on? It will research on tech and qualitative research The first part of the research will be focused on understanding the underlying mechanisms in existing practices in the income share agreement space as a whole. So this consists of obviously a lot of interviews with people who've already launched such types of financing mechanisms. And then the second point is, of course, the more technical research on how to tokenize income share agreements and how to operate all of this. We've already proposed to the community a workflow for this, so feel free to go have a look. It's an amazing mirror board. You can play around with it. So that's a great start. Yeah, so that's essentially what we are proposing today. And then
Great.
also make sure to have a look at the proof of concept proposal we submitted.
Awesome, awesome, Tiziana. You've basically took all the questions out of my mouth. But there is one, no worries. There is, though, that there are always impending questions that proposal assessors and veteran proposal assessors have. How can we track your progress?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and we've thought through that before drafting the proposal. So essentially, the way we set up the proposal is that we did the standard proposal, and on top of that, we also submitted a work plan to the community, which is essentially in the form of a long spreadsheet that is split into every single milestone of the project. And when I say the project, it essentially encompasses the 3 proposals that we submitted. So this one for the use case, the POC proposal, and then the Cardano improvement proposal that we also submitted to the community. That way, every single assessor or every single member of the community that wants to have a look can just go on the work plan and see where we stand, who has been doing what if the deliverable has been achieved. And then on top of that, we have also a Gantt chart where you can see when each milestone will take place. So we hope that helps in terms of transparency and follow-up of our work. And then, of course, we're welcoming any idea on how to bring more information on the system.
As a veteran proposal assessor, that sounds really good. That will really help our work to make things more easier. So we really appreciate those kind of efforts that you bring in. And since you know that Project Catalyst is a competition for to gain voters, do you want to end this with an amazing closing pitch?
If it's going to be amazing, I don't know, but I can for sure end it with an energizing closing pitch. Well, the pitch is very simple. I wake up every morning because I believe that education is the basis of our society, and education financing mechanisms that are well-wheeled and well-fueled, can be the key to unlocking amazing potential in the societies that we live in. And on the wider globe as a whole, if you think about it that way. So if you also recognize the immense potential of education, and if you want to contribute to unlocking new education financing mechanisms, then very simple, vote for our project.
Amazing, Tiziana. A round of applause for myself. And there you have it, Cardano voters and community, the proposal, Tokenizing Income Share Use Case by Tiziana from SeedStars. Please do have a closer look at the proposal in the IdeaScale website. Thank you for your time. Hopefully we have assisted you, and happy voting.